Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Jacob. In this video, we are going to talk about the best business for you to start online right now in 2020 so that you can get prepared for 2021. Right? As we film this, it's not far around the corner. Depending on when you watch this, we may have already arrived. It's only a few months away. I'm recording this in September. Okay, if you haven't already picked the business model that you want to focus on, now is the time to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up the whiteboard on the computer and we're going to talk through the different models that you've got out there. We're going to talk through the pros, we're going to talk through the cons. I'm going to give you my recommendation and then I want you to go away, pick one and get started. Okay, spending all of this time going in circles, jumping from model to model, never committing to one thing is not going to get you anywhere. Just because you pick one model today doesn't mean you have to do it forever. You've got flexibility to pivot and to change direction in the future, but you're never going to get to that point where you can actually build out that pathway if you keep spinning your wheels. Okay, so this is for the people that haven't chosen the business model that they want to follow online yet. We're going to break them all down. We're going to go over the pros, the cons, so that you can decide and you can get started. Okay, before we dive into that, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like if you get any value from it. Smash it right now. Doesn't take you much time. Doesn't cost you anything. It would be really appreciated. And leave any questions or comments that you've got below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. But with that all said, let's dive into the video. All right, so we've jumped in the computer, we've got the whiteboard here, and we are going to break down these different models. Okay, now before we start looking at these individually, what I want to say is it's super important that you pick a model that fits your current situation. Okay, now when I say your current situation, I mean your strengths, I mean how much time you've got available, I mean the resources that you've got available in terms of software, in terms of financial resources, all these kind of things. I see so many people, after working with hundreds and hundreds of beginners, I see so many people pick the wrong business model that doesn't fit those things. They don't play to their strengths, right? They go in on something that clearly they're not cut out for. Right? And that's not to say don't work on your weaknesses, but there's no point starting where you're already weak because it's just going to make the whole thing harder than it needs to be. And on the flip side, you've got people who will start running paid ads when they've got no budget to do that, when they should be starting with free traffic sources, or they should be starting a blog when they're trying to run ads. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't fit their situation. Okay, so as we're going through these, I'm going to talk you through the models, I'm going to talk you through the pros and the cons, but you're going to need to take these general concepts and you're going to need to take them and look at your situation and go, that's the right fit for me, that's not the right fit for me. Okay, I don't know everybody watching this video, I don't know what your situation is. I'll give you recommendations based on my experience, but you need to, apply this to your individual situation because everyone's different, everyone's business is going to be different, and there's not just one cookie cutter, one size fits all kind of thing, okay? Everybody is different, everyone's in a different position, and so I wanted to pre-frame the video with that, okay? So with that out of the way, let's dive into this one. So there's quite a few different models out there that you can choose from. All right, let's break these down. The first one, let's talk about e-com. Okay, so e-commerce. This is one you've probably heard about. There's a couple of different subcategories within this. You've got drop shipping, you've got Amazon FBA. There's a couple of different ways that you can do it, but in a nutshell, you're typically going to be selling physical products, right, as opposed to digital products, which we can touch on in the other models that we're going to talk about, right? You're going to be setting up a store, probably using Shopify, and then you're going to be running ads to that store to sell that product. Okay, that's the typical model. Right now, there's some pros and there's some cons to this model. The pros are that if you find a good product that goes viral and you come up with a really crafty ad for it and it absolutely explodes, you can make a lot of money very quickly. Right? If you know what you're doing with the ads, if you've got the budget to run ads, at least initially, and get started and to test, because you're going to have to test. If you set the store up the right way, right, and you find a good product with a good supplier, right. The other pro is that there is a lot of products that you can find out there, and you can rinse and repeat this process over and over again, right? Now that said, even though there is a lot of products, not all of them are going to be profitable. And typically when people find profitable products, and there's a lot of people out there keeping their eye on what the competition are doing, and if you find something, competition is going to come thick and fast. So it's about jumping on that trend, making that money, and then trying to weather the storm of more and more people coming into it. So they're the pros. On the flip side, some of the cons of this are it's typically going to be low margin. Okay, so me personally, if you followed my channel for any length of time, I talk a lot about high ticket, and in particular high ticket info, which is a high margin business, right? It's high margin because it's something that you can create once and you can sell it over and over and over and over again. So the cost each time you make a sale is basically nothing except for the cost to acquire that customer, right? And you can also make the margins very high by selling for high prices. We're going to talk about that later. So you've got low margin, you've got quality issues if if the product that you sell doesn't has quality problems from the people that you buy from. You've got to have a budget to test for ads. And it's pretty competitive. Unless you get really creative and go out and find, a blue ocean, so to speak. I guess the other pro that you should add in here is that you can sit behind the scenes. If you don't want to build a personal brand, if you don't want to create content, you can sit behind the scenes and you can just run your business. You can optimize your site, you can optimize your ads, you can, deal with everything on the back end, and you don't have to be on camera in front of everybody. Okay, so if you've got a desire to do that, ecom might be a good fit for you, but you're going to have some budget to test ads. You're going to have to go into it with an experimenting mindset of trying different products, trying different ads, and being ready to test and create things, chasing that product that hits. And then if it hits and it hits big, you can make a lot of money quickly. Now understand that a lot of the numbers that you see get thrown around online are going to be gross sales, not profit, right? Your margins after you pay for the product and after you pay for all of your ad spend, your margins are going to be quite low, right? That's not to say you can't make a lot of money with it. It's just to understand that this is a volume business, typically, unless you're selling high ticket ecom, which is I guess that's a smaller sub niche, but we're talking about ecom generally is going to be a volume game versus a margin game. So you're in the volume game rather than the margin game here, right? Which is fine. They're the two paths you can take, but just understand that if you sell something for $50, your profit on it after everything all said and done might be $10. Okay, and then so you're going to need to figure out that in order to work out what your income goals are. So that's ecom in a nutshell. Physical products, you're going to need to set up a store, or maybe you can do it through Amazon, depending on the path that you take within the ecom kind of world. And they're really the pros and the cons. It can if you find a product that pops, you can make money quickly. If you develop a process that you can do over and over again, then you can really rinse and repeat it with different stores, and you can build up those assets, which is really cool. And you can sit behind the scenes, which I know a lot of people want. A lot of people don't want to build a personal brand. I think there's massive benefits to doing it, but I know a lot of people don't want to, and that's totally cool. On the flip side, you've got low margins. You're in the volume game instead of the margin game. You might consider that a pro, you might consider that a con, depends on your perception. You can face quality issues depending on the suppliers that you come across. Competition will come when you find a good product and you really start knocking it out of the park. Competition is going to come, and you need a budget, right? You're going to need a budget to learn this stuff inside out the right way from the right people. You're going to need a budget to buy the tools to get your store set up. You're going to need a budget to test products. You're going to need a budget to test ads. Okay, so it's not a super high barrier to entry, but there is some barrier to entry. You're going to need money in order to do this and to do it properly. Okay, so that's ecom in a nutshell. That's the first one that I wanted to cover. Next one that you've got is an agency, right? So let's just say agency includes, running services for businesses. This could be, really any type of marketing or sales type service, but you're an agency where you provide a service that's typically going to be a higher ticket service for businesses or individuals, right? It could be solo entrepreneurs that you work with. It could be established businesses, but you're going to be providing some kind of service that could either be a done-for-you service, where you do everything for them, or it could be a done-with-you service where you kind of work with the business and they provide you some stuff, and then you come together and create some kind of work product. Typically, when you talk about agency, you've got people running ads, you've got people running building funnels, you've got people doing writing copy, these kind of things, right? They're providing marketing services and marketing solutions to businesses, right? So what are the pros and the cons here? Pros are there's a super low barrier to entry, right? You could set up today and you could get your first client today and you could be off to the races, right? Because you're selling your skills, right? You don't have to go out and buy anything. You just need to go out there and hustle on the DMs on Facebook in the right circles, and you might be able to pick up your first client. So you've got a low barrier to entry, which is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. A low barrier to entry means that there's going to be competition, right? Pros: if you've got the right mindset, you can charge high ticket even from day one, right? If you're good enough, if you've got skills in these areas, or you have learnt them and you're willing to go out there and kind of put yourself on the line and really test and put your money where your mouth is in terms of offering guarantees and all that kind of stuff, you can charge high prices out of the gate for these types of services to businesses, and you only need a few clients and you'll be able to hit that first income goal. Typically, people wanting to get started online, they're all chasing 10K as a starting point. When you get to 10K, you're going to very quickly go, I want more. But that's where most people are chasing, right? So if you wanted to get into agency, right, you might only need 5 clients if they're paying you 2K a month each. So you can charge high ticket out of the gate, only need a few clients, and if you do good work and you get lots of testimonials, you can grow quickly, right? Because in a world where there's a lot of competition, if you really, really focus on quality and you get a lot of testimonials, you can really stand out from the pack and you can grow very, very fast, okay? On the flip side of that, what are the cons? Clients. And you might say, well, that's a pro because I'm getting paid. Yeah, but you've also got to manage clients. And if you don't manage them correctly, they will destroy your life because they'll think they can call you at all hours of the day. They'll think that they can email you 85,000 times a week. Whatever your performance is, they're going to want better. It doesn't matter, right? I worked in consulting for 8 years. I dealt with a lot of clients. I dealt with some very high profile clients. And if you don't know how to manage clients, it won't matter what they're paying you. You are going to hate your life because they are going to own you. They will own you if you don't manage them correctly, right? So if you get into this model, setting very, very, very crystal clear ground rules from day one around what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate is very, very important. Okay, and a lot of beginners will get this wrong. A lot of beginners will go in and they'll go, look, I just want to take any client that I can get, and then they're going to end up hating their lives because they're just going to be, they're going to end up working for like $10 an hour because they've agreed to take on a client for like $500 a month, and that client is on the phone with them every day, screaming at them about another problem, and it's just awful. Okay, so clients, while on the surface may seem amazing, if you don't manage them correctly, can become an absolute nightmare. All right, cons: you've got to have gone through a learning curve and develop the skills. right? Either through your own implementation or having gone through programs and learnt things, you need to have learnt skills. So you might be sitting here today with absolutely zero skills. An agency is not for you. You need some skill set that you can sell to businesses, okay? And how developed that skill set is and when is the right time to start taking on clients, that's going to depend on you. That's going to depend on your mindset. That's going to depend on what you're willing to charge people based on your current skills and experience level and all those kind of things. But you need, a very refined skill set in order to be able to do these things at a level in order to charge people for them. Okay, so if you're sitting here with literally no skills, this isn't going to be the business for you. You are taking other people's businesses into your hands, right? In terms of running their ads, in terms of creating their funnels, writing their copy, whatever. You need to know what you are doing, right? And if you don't, then you shouldn't be taking on clients, okay? So that's the agency model. They're the big ones that I can really think of. Is it's low competition because anyone can kind of jump in and do it, but on the flip side, you need to have skills developed. And ultimately, the gap between these, in terms of you're going to get a lot of people who jump in that don't have the skills, this is where your ethics come into it, right? Should I be selling these services to people? Do I know what I'm doing, right? Or should I be refining them more before I start taking on clients? That's ultimately up to you. But the gap here is really going to come down to ethics. And it's going to come down to when do you feel ready to take on clients? You can start selling for high ticket if you've got the skills, right? In which case you're only going to need a few clients to get to this goal or to 20K or whatever your goal is, right? You are going to have to learn how to manage your clients. And I would recommend that you start investing time into learning those strategies today if this is a model that you want to follow. Otherwise, your life will become hell. Even if you're making 10K, even if you're making 20K, clients will make your life a living hell if you let them. Okay, so that's the agency model. There are a couple of things you might want to think about if you're considering getting into that business. Let's jump into the next one. The next one that you've got is one that, as some of you may know, is particularly close to my heart, which is affiliate marketing. All right, affiliate marketing. Okay. Now, hot tip, if you're going to get into this, if you're going to go into the affiliate space, get into the high ticket affiliate space. Right? You don't want to be dabbling around trying to make $50. If you're going to be selling stuff, you want to be making 500 plus per sale, okay? This is a great place to start for a few reasons. This is where I started. I started in affiliate marketing generally, then realized that high ticket was the place to be. I had to learn that through experience, so take that advice on from someone who's done it. This is a great place to start for a number of reasons. Let's talk about the pros. First big pro is focus. What do I mean by that? I mean, you can get your link to promote a product, right? And you can focus all of your energy and attention on everything that happens before people click on that link, your marketing and your sales process. So you can really focus in on getting people to that link in the right frame of mind. Okay, and this is where the marketing and the sales strategy comes into it, around pre-framing, around positioning your brand, all these kind of things. But you can focus on that part. Okay, that has massive benefits both today, because it allows you a very refined focus. You don't have to deal with all the shit on the back end. You don't have to deal with merchant accounts and support and customers and all this kind of stuff. And then the benefit of this that most people don't realize is, I'm going to write tomorrow, but down the track, what happens is a lot of affiliate marketers go from being affiliates to creating their own products, right? In order to do this, your first 7 figures online is heavily contingent on your marketing and your sales ability, okay? Your quality of the product needs to be there, all those kind of things. But if you can't sell it, you're never going to build up the momentum to get to this mark. Okay. Okay, affiliate marketing, if you do it the right way, if you do it the way that I teach it, and you can check out the Super Affiliate Accelerator, the link's in the description. If you do it the way I teach it, you're going to learn the right way so that you can learn these skills, and it's going to set you up very, very well to crush it today and tomorrow, aka the future, when you eventually roll out your own products, solutions, services, whatever, because you're going to be learning the marketing and the sales. Now, on the flip side, if you go down the wrong path, so we'll start the con side here for affiliate marketing. If you go down the wrong path, where you look for the, I'll call it C&P, if you look for the copy and paste type solutions where it takes no work and you think that you're just going to make passive income and sit on the beach and you buy into all that bullshit, that's not going to serve you well today or tomorrow. You're going to get very, very stuck, okay? And this is a con generally with the industry, is that people don't teach it the right way, and it keeps people really, really stuck. So the first big pro is the focus. You can focus on the right things. The second big thing, which I already touched on, is you can make high ticket sales without needing your own product, which is awesome. You can make $500, you can make $1,000. We pay, at the time of filming this, we pay up to $1,000 commission on our product, right? That's pretty cool considering you don't have to do anything with that customer, right? You just send them to us, we jump on the phone, and we can close them for you. And if they buy on the phone, we'll pay you $800. If you close the sale yourself, we'll pay you $1,000. And then we take on that customer, we give them all the stuff that they need, we help them in the group, we offer them the coaching and all that kind of stuff, and you're done, right? You might offer some bonuses and stuff like that, but the big commitment from you is pushed over to the product creator, which is awesome. So you can get into the high ticket game without going and creating your own offer, which is not easy to do, right? I see people out there going, oh, well, I'm not going to promote your high ticket offer, I'll just go create my own. Good luck, go do it, okay? I can guarantee you it's not as easy as it looks. The other pros is that you can keep it incredibly simple. Everyone loves to complicate stuff. Everyone loves to complicate stuff, right? There's three things you need. You need the product, and there's thousands out there to choose from. You need a conversion process, and this is only going to come in one of two ways. You're either going to talk to people, have a conversation, find out where they're at, find out what they want to do. Do you have a solution? Yes, no, offer it to them. Or a funnel, or both. All right, well, you can have both of these. And the funnel is going to be the simplest thing you've ever seen. It's going to be a two-step bridge funnel, which is going to be an opt-in page where you say opt in to receive this thing or opt in to watch this video or whatever. Then it's going to be a video of you saying, hey, this is my story, found this product, it's great. If you're into these kind of things, check it out, link below. Done. And then you follow up with email. Easy, easy, easy stuff. You can keep it incredibly, incredibly simple. Then you're going to need a traffic source or some way to build an audience, right? And this just comes down to picking a platform to focus on. YouTube, Facebook. Facebook's an amazing place to start. You could do a blog. I started with blogging. Depends what you're into. I got over blogging. I got sick of writing long articles and stuff like that. Depends what you're into. But all you need is a platform, a conversion strategy, and a product, right? These two things you can have set up today, right? You get the product, you get the conversion strategy. You either go, all right, well, I'm going to talk to people, and you learn a couple of questions around what to ask them to find out where they are, where they want to get to, and that's going to give you the information that you need in order to make a recommendation or not. And then you need to decide on a platform where you're going to produce content. That content is going to push people into that conversion process, and a certain percentage of people are going to buy the thing. So you can have that set up very, very, very quickly, and then the simplicity of this fuels into the focus, because now all of your attention is on this platform, growing this attention, and pushing people into that conversion process. Okay, there's a ton of pros. There are a few that are really important to highlight. On the flip side, cons, like I said, if you get sucked into the copy and paste passive income bullshit, you're going to be in trouble. There is competition, right? And it's product competition, because you've got people who are selling the same product as you, and you are going to need to find a way to differentiate yourself. So if you do decide to go down this path and you really want to differentiate yourself, there's a few ways that you can do this. The main two ways are going to be through your offer and are going to be through your content. So through your offer, adding bonuses, adding support, adding ways that you can stand out from the other people promoting the same product is a great way to do that. So you can offer support and you can offer bonuses. And then on your content is just not doing things the same way that everybody else does, okay? It's putting out different types of content that talks about different things and developing your own style and your own message in doing it. It means taking a stand on certain things. It means being polarizing, right? It means saying, no, don't do this instead based on your beliefs and your experience, right? So be different in your content and be different in your offer, and you can really overcome this competition factor, okay? When you start getting momentum in this space in particular, and you get momentum, the attraction marketing effect is going to be huge. So if you get into this game, you need to do whatever it takes to start building momentum and then watch people be drawn to you when you start to have success. It is incredibly, incredibly powerful, okay? And then the fourth one that you've got that you might want to look into is course creation, okay? So this is where you're selling info, right? You're an info marketer, but you're creating the program yourself. So in a lot of cases with affiliate marketing, you're going to be selling information. In this case, you are creating it, okay? I've done this as well. I run my own programs, and it's a great, great model, okay? Now, what are some of the pros and some of the cons of this? Pros are, like I said, if you get into the high ticket info game, which again, I recommend, you've got margin. You're in the margin business, which is awesome. You don't need that many customers. You make high profit margin per customer. More customers is more problems. You don't want to be in a game where you've got to handle thousands and thousands of transactions from people complaining and moaning over their, $10 product, right? It's just not fun. Okay, the other pros are that you can create endless different products, right? No one is stopping you. You could literally go out there, assuming the quality is there, you could create a new product every week. So it's endless and it's scalable, right? You've got buyers, right? People who buy from you once will buy from you over and over again if you give them a good experience. So if you build a brand in the right way and you sell info and you give people a good experience and you deliver high quality, high value products, people will buy from you again and again and again and again and again. So you can keep creating new products that keeps helping them with their problems, right? The other thing is you can sell it before you make it, right? When I rolled out my Super Affiliate Accelerator program, we sold about 40 spots in under a month at $1,000 a head. Okay, we hadn't created anything. We had a checkout form. We didn't even have the Facebook group yet. We knew what we were going to teach. We had an idea about how the program was going to run so we could sell it to people, and you can sell it before you make it, right? This is going to do two things. One, it gives you a cash injection into your business, and two, it means that you're now committed, right? So if you're the type of person who spins their wheels and you've pre-sold something, now you're in. You have to make it. You've sold people on this thing. You have to get out there and make it. Okay, they're the pros. On the flip side, some of the cons of running a program are there's more to the back end than most people realize, right? You've got to handle support. You've got to handle merchant accounts. You've got to build out all the funnels. You've got to, add new content. You've got to make sure that it stacks up. You've got to make sure that people get everything that they're promised. The whole back end and actually running it, right? There's more to it than meets the eye. People look at course creators and they go, that's easy, right? I could do that. I bet you if they get in there and they try to run one themselves, it's going to be harder than they think. The other con is that you need to create all of the sales assets yourself. Okay, so whereas with affiliate marketing, you can leverage resources from the creator, you've got to really, really know what you're doing when it comes to sales if you want to jump into this immediately. So this is why I was talking back here about if you learn these things the right way and you learn the marketing and the sales to eventually create your own products, when you roll out here, you're going to be armed with those skills when the time comes. I see so many course creators. I've actually had people reach out to me and say, Jacob, how have you gone from an affiliate marketer to a course creator or a program creator and been so successful? Our program's shot the lights out. And it's because when I did affiliate marketing solely, I learned these skills. And so when I brought them over here, I could apply them, right? So you've got to be ready to create your own funnels and to go down the whole path of figuring out what works, what doesn't, doing your own marketing, doing your own sales without the assistance of anybody else, right? Unless you get someone to dump your resources, but you still need to be able to write the copy and do all of those things. The other thing is too, you're going to have to make sure that you keep updating the content so that it stays relevant. So you've got maintenance and upkeep and all of those kind of things. So there's some of the cons, there's some of the pros. Love info marketing, think it's a great business to be in. For beginners, I would recommend starting with affiliate marketing and then eventually graduating up into here. The caveat to that would be if you cannot find any products that you want to promote, then you can jump into this immediately, and you can just have to work through some of these cons and figure out what is the best way to tackle it for you. Okay, so they're really the 4 models that I think about when it comes to online business. You've got e-com, so there's some things to think about there. There's agency. The big one is, do you want to work with clients or not? You've got affiliate marketing. Like I said, I've done affiliate marketing. That's how I got my start. I've got a particular bias to that. So that's where I recommend beginners start, because you can focus on the right things. And if you want help with that, check out the Super Affiliate Accelerator, or go out there and create your own course. Okay, so that's my recommendation for absolute beginners is affiliate marketing. Like I said, high ticket. But with all that said, like I mentioned off the top, you need to figure out what is right for you. Which one of these fits your situation? Which one of these fits your strengths? Which one of these fits your goals? Okay, if you have no interest in building out all this back-end stuff, don't go and create a course, right? If you've got no interest in dealing with suppliers and trying to go out there and find products and having to deal with refunds and all that kind of stuff, don't go into e-com. Right? If you've got no interest in dealing in a volume type business, don't go into e-com. If you've got no skills, don't start an agency, right? If you have a problem with the fact that you're going to be, only earning part of a sale in exchange for a company doing all the work on the back end, don't do affiliate marketing, right? This is all stuff that depends on you and your situation. Okay, now the strategies in terms of how you roll these out, there's a ton of different ways that you can do it, and we can do future videos on that. But first things first is, if you're getting started and you're trying to figure out what's the right business model for me, you need to pick one of these. So pick one of these 4. As I said, I recommend affiliate marketing. I recommend high ticket affiliate marketing for beginners. You can focus on these things, you can get started and get moving in the right direction. But they're the 4 that I would recommend that you look at. Pick one, get started today and stop spinning your wheels. Maybe later you can move into another model. Like you could go from affiliate marketing to course creation, and then you could end up starting an agency and working with clients or whatever, or you could reinvest some profits from your affiliate marketing into getting into e-com or whatever, right? Like you can really start to diversify and actually use multiple models, but you've got to pick one to start. Don't try and do too many things. Pick one, focus on it, and you'll do really, really well if you stick with it. Okay, none of these are easy. Affiliate marketing is a simple business model, but it's not easy. Course creation, in theory, is simple because you're just creating a course and kind of selling it. But I think the simplicity of it gets oversold by some people. All of them have their nuances. All of them have their pros. All of them have their cons, as we've spoken about. Pick the one that works best for you and dive into it head first and just be relentless and don't stop until it works. Okay, that's all for me in this one. Like I said, if you want to get into high ticket affiliate marketing, check out the Super Affiliate Accelerator. Subscribe to the channel. Talk to you all soon. Cheers.